Hey guys, welcome back. This is Engineer Your Supply Chain. I'm Jim Moran, former engineer turned NPI sourcing and supply chain expert. I've helped Fortune 500 manufacturers throughout the decades with their challenges of global manufacturing. I'm here to share practical insights, proven strategies, and the latest in the supply chain. And this episode, we're going to talk about a smarter way to build your savings deck and a smarter way to solve your biggest problem. Okay, I'm talking about BAEs or business alignment events. I've done a few of these across the globe, and I just want to share with you what these are about, what these mean, and what they accomplish. Right. So when I say build your savings deck, I'm talking about, right, we all have those lists of savings projects. 10 of them, 100 of them, whatever, depending on the size of your company. And these are projects that you might need to work on, dedicate some time to find a team to run in order to meet certain savings, right? But there's a big challenge on how do we create the best project deck? How do we create these decks? What are the projects that need to be attacked? And that can be difficult to really fill out a meaningful project deck. I'm talking about something more than just negotiating lower prices with your supplier. I'm talking about, well, the big picture. Okay. So let me get into it. The first one I'm talking about building your savings deck. I call it a S.A.V.E event, S-A.V.E. Okay. That stands for Savings Add Value Event, right? It doesn't really matter what it stands for, but you get the idea, right? We're building a deck for savings. And the other one is, of course, a S.O.L.V.E event, S-O.L.V.E. I say it means solutions and outcomes through leveraged vision and expertise, right? So this is getting a bunch of people together to solve supplier issues, resolve quality issues. Maybe you need to re-engineer a product to meet new features required by customers or by the industry. Just any kind of real complicated problem. Okay. Now why these are important to have, these BAEs. Well, I mean, it's really hard for just one person to come up with a giant savings deck or to a real complicated solution, right? I mean, we're smart, we're all really super smart, but we can't really come up with these on our own, or we don't have the time because we're, busy running a giant team and a full plant that has to get product out the door, or a number of plants. And you really need to focus on that, but you also have savings KPI you need to meet, or you have a major problem you need to solve. Okay. So a BAE, really what it does is it gets a bunch of experts in the same room over a short period of time to really just come up with ideas and solutions. Okay. Right. So, I mean, I've seen it in my own line of work where it's just me in my own office trying to come up with an idea, right? And I get stuck with what's the best idea or what are some new ways to attack a problem. And what do? You reach out to people. Hey, have you considered this? Or here's my problem. What do you think of this? And they always come up with another viewpoint that really just sets the light bulb off, and now you're off and running. So that's kind of what we're trying to create here. Okay, just get a bunch of experts into the same room. By experts, I mean you get your sourcing personnel, your operators from the floor. You get suppliers, whether they're a current supplier or whether they're someone that might not be doing business with you yet, but are eager to kind of help out. It could be sales, product management, and it's really just a collection of experts that might be able to help you get across the finish line and build a savings deck. Okay, so let's talk about like a S.A.V.E event. Okay, the first thing you want to do is really try to focus on a single product. Okay, I've seen them done with product lines before, and then even just a whole industry. That's possible, but you really get so much more if you focus on a single product. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take out those components of the product, lay them out on a table, there's going to be plastic parts, PCBAs, stamped parts, machine parts, rubber, whatever. And everybody's going to like figure out what these different components are, why they go together, how they're built, and then what it does, right? How you build this product, right? So your first day is usually spent going over what the product does, why it's important that it does that, and then what the different components are and how they feed into that. Okay, so this understanding it's fun because you see a lot of suppliers or even operators that are like, I didn't know that's why that part was so important. Why the tolerances were so tight. Now that makes sense, kind of thing, right? So they learn a little bit that way, and then you come back like the next day and you just have an ideation session, and it's really really fun. This is my favorite part of it. You just see a bunch of people trying to solve a problem, come up with creative solutions. Like the problem could be, how can we do this smarter? Is there any value engineering we can do to simplify the supply chain or to improve the supply chain, with the ultimate goal to add value and remove cost, right? And I've seen it where a stamping company was working with a rubber company to solve an injection molding thing, because guess what? They also have experience with injection molders and rubber components and whatever, so that they uh, come up with a creative idea, a creative way to solve, or a smarter way to help out with the injection molding part of it. And it's just really fun to see that. And it's at the very least, it gets everybody together and kind of a rallying cry, gets everybody working on the same problem. And it's just so fun to have everybody engaged in this. Okay. So these are things you need for a BAE, whether it's a S.A.V.E. event or a S.O.L.V.E. event, right? What you need is you need someone to organize it, okay? And someone that's really good at kind of like project managing, because they're going to need to call the suppliers, call whoever they're inviting, set up the logistics, what hotel to stay in, make sure that a room is reserved and that kind of stuff, right? So you need an organizer. You're probably going to need about 3 to 6 weeks notice if possible. S.O.L.V.E. events, you probably want to solve them quickly. So you can probably rally those a bit quicker. But really, if you give someone a heads up, especially if there's travel involved, 3 to 6 weeks is probably best. Longer if possible, really. You're going to need a specific product or problem, right? Let's keep it focused on what we're looking at here. You're going to need a large room, something where everybody can fit comfortably, something with tables, dry erase boards, whiteboards, sticky notes, tables where you can lay out the product, okay? Something where you can present what the product's about, what industry it's in, that kind of stuff, right? So a nice big kind of conference room or whatever. It could be something at your facility or rent something out at a local hotel, whatever, okay? You're going to need a place where everybody can fit in there. They can be comfortable, and there's going to be little breakout sessions as well. So just kind of someplace where they can kind of mingle and all that as well, okay? You're probably going to need about 2 days. Everybody's busy. So I like to start off day one is in the morning, the first 4 hours. And that's where we're learning about the product and the industry. And then I give them the afternoon to, go on their laptops, just do whatever work they need to do. And then probably a group dinner or something at night. And then the next day, that's the ideation stage in the morning, probably about 4 hours or so. Let's come up with a bunch of different ideas. And then you take those ideas and you build your deck with it, or you come up with the best possible solution. You can do that in the afternoon. And you probably don't need everybody for that, just like your engineers and your sourcing people. And maybe if someone, if it was their big idea, maybe help them kind of work it through. Okay. And then you just kind of collect those actions all together and record it all. Again, you're going to need someone that's really good at that kind of organization, right? So having said that, you are going to need an MC, right? A master of ceremonies, someone to run the whole thing. Okay. I've done these, I've planned them, and I've MC'd different business alignment events in Brazil, in Czech Republic, here in the USA, in Raleigh, in Nebraska City, right here in Geneva, Ohio. And regardless of where you're at or even what languages they speak, in Brazil, half the group spoke Portuguese. Okay, and my Portuguese is no bueno, right? Um, so, but we were still able to get accomplished a giant savings stack of like $2 million worth of savings. Okay, so you are going to need someone to kind of steer everybody along, keep them focused, keep them on schedule, right? And so, it's really important to put some thought into somebody that can get in front of the group, speak the language of the suppliers and the technical group, um, but also be mindful of the time and just to kind of keep everybody moving forward. Okay. So, what's next? This is something that really sounds impossible to you. Um, well, it's not, right? It's all you need is, again, just to bring someone in to help you plan this and execute it, and just a list of names, and we'll go from there. Okay. I'll be happy to have a quick chat with you about it. Again, I've done these all over the world, and they're really quite fun and quite awesome to put on. You get to catch up with a bunch of people maybe you haven't seen in a while, or meet new people. But it's really fun to see all these ideas go along. So anyway, just reach out to me if you just want to chat about it, come up with ideas on how to get this done. And you can see the show notes here for links on how to get a hold of me. Um, at the very least, make sure you like this video so other people can see it. Subscribe to Engineer Your Supply Chain so you can see what next awesome tips I have coming up. And definitely follow me on LinkedIn. Follow Jim Moran and Consultants on LinkedIn for more tips, and just to kind of reach out to me and say, hey, okay. So, yeah, good luck. I'm rooting for you.